Dude, how did you get so many women on Tinder?
Well, just listen to the podcast. I'll show you how. This is the Kismet Academy Podcast, brought to you by Kismet Academy, Black Cake Marketing, and Bellier Cosmetics. What up, everybody? It's Ryan Cruz here, and welcome to the podcast that has no name. But for now, we're going to call it the Kismet Academy Podcast until we come up with something better. We're hoping to have like a witty quote by the end of this that we'll be able to choose and use as the name. But let's be honest. Look at the guys you're with here. There's not going to be anything witty said today. But my name is Ryan Cruz, and the reason we've got this podcast is because, first of all, we want to shamelessly plug our course. We've got a course where we teach guys how to go about online dating, because it's really, really sad that an average guy has to swipe right over 101 times on Tinder before they get one single match. And we've done a lot of experimentation and done a lot of research. Turns out that guys just don't know what the fuck they're doing whenever they're on Tinder. And so they take horrible pictures, they have horrible bios, and they really are frustrated and need some guidance there. So this course takes you from A to Z, from setting up your profile to all the way down to the relationship. We tell you exactly how to go about it. We've got proven strategies that get guys results. Doesn't matter what you look like, where you come from, this course will change your life. In fact, Mr. Jerry Chase over here, who is also joining us today, has been on the course for about a year, and it's pretty much changed your life, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Kismet has drastically improving my game on any online dating site. On dates, just everything in general has improved since then. I don't have a very good history with girls. I mean, I guess you could say back in like 8th grade, I was kind of like a player, but ever since then, it's gone downhill, and I'm just trying to work back up there,
8th grade Casanova. That's the name of the podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, but seriously, yeah, it's been doing wonders for him. He's been on it for about a year since I started making it, and he's pretty much changed his life by now. So we're still working with him. We're still getting the course ready to go, and here within the next few weeks, it will be live. So get ready, and it's going to absolutely blow people's minds whenever we release it. Now, the other purpose of the podcast, besides the shameless plugging of my course, is because we want to try to have a relationship with you guys. We know there's a lot of topics that are pretty uncomfortable for guys to talk about. Like if a guy struggles with online dating, he's not going to want to go and talk to all his friends about it. But we want to give you guys advice. We want to talk about our dirty secrets. We want to talk about everything that's embarrassing that has happened to us. Things that we may have done or said to girls that has been absolutely ridiculous. And we just want to be able to share those experiences because everybody has the same problem. So why not talk about it? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, that's, we sat down maybe a couple weeks ago. It was at my birthday. We were talking about how we love to listen to the Call Her Daddy podcast.
Oh, yes.
If you guys haven't heard that, go listen to it. Brought to you by Barstool Sports. It's great, brings in the mind of a girl, what they're thinking about.
Yes.
We love that podcast, but we were thinking about what we could do with our, the course, Kismet Academy. And we said, we sit down and have conversations all the time that are hilarious, and we're talking about different topics, all the times that we could go on dates and get on Tinder, everything like that. So we just wanted to bring that to you guys, make it feel as real as possible, make it, just about you guys, really.
Right, exactly. And so we want to tell you guys stories. We want to hear your stories, and we want to help each other get better when it comes to our dating life. So,
and what we're going to do here, basically, I'm still a learner. I've been on the course for about a year now. It's drastically improved my life, but, there's still some things that I need to work on. Still some things. I've been on 2 dates now when it comes to online dating.
Not because he couldn't get on dates before, but because he refused to go.
Well, that's true, and we'll talk about that more. But I've been on 2 dates now. I'm going to bring you the story of the first date that I went on here shortly. But basically, we're going to bring the perspective of myself as a learner on the course. And then we've got some guests that we've got here with us today. We've got Mr. Billy Bob here.
Say hey, Billy.
Hey, how's it going?
And he hasn't been on Kismet yet, so he's going to be some fresh eyes for us.
In fact, he's never even been on online dating before.
Exactly, yeah. And then we've got another gentleman here who has been on some online dating but hasn't seen the course as well. So that's going to be a fresh perspective from him as well. So, and his name is?
Mr. Sex.
Okay.
Okay, what's your real name, Mr.
Okay,
Sex?
the Bullet.
Okay, the Bullet. Also, if you guys haven't noticed, these are obviously fake names.
Right.
We've got Mr. Billy Bob here.
I'm not related to Tom Cruise, by the way.
He's running away from the government, probably like tax evasion, something like that.
Yes.
So,
And I'm not a real bullet.
Right.
So, yeah.
He's a fake bullet.
We want to conceal our identities as much as possible here for you.
Right. That's why you won't see any pornography with us in it.
Exactly.
So let's get down to the nitty gritty here, gentlemen. The first thing that we wanted to talk to you about was Jerry just went on his first ever Tinder date, guys. Tell us about it.
It was definitely interesting. Let me give you a little bit of history here. I've always been the type of guy who overthinks everything. When it comes to girls, I always think about texting, always overthink everything that I'm trying to type out, everything that I say to them. And, I've just tried to work on that. I mean, Ryan here knows examples of how I've been over my life, right?
Oh my God, yeah. It's been a real challenge for me as a coach to help this guy out, because the main problem that he has is himself and his overthinking and his lack of self-confidence. So we basically have to break him down to find the fear and find the reason why he is so afraid of dating and so afraid of girls, and then try to overcome that before we tackle the rest of the problem. So that's what we've been working on for a long time. Finally, I feel like we've had a breakthrough. He went on his first date, and he's actually been talking to girls on Tinder and Bumble and Hinge and everything for over a year since he started the course, and he's done really, really well. And here's the thing, guys, you don't just stop texting her. If she sends you a text that you don't like or you don't know what to respond to, you don't just block her at her number at that point. What should you do?
You should wait. You should wait a little while. If she doesn't respond another time after that, send up something really witty or send a picture, something like that.
Or a meme?
Yep, a meme. Maybe a couple days later, just to reignite the conversation.
And so this does a couple of things, guys. First of all, it says, I'm not so needy that I have to respond to every single thing that you say in order to keep the conversation going, because I care so much about if this conversation continues. The second thing that it does is it sets a standard for the interaction, and it puts a standard in her mind. So it's like, okay, he didn't respond to this. It's probably something that I said, because believe it or not, guys, girls stress out about the text messaging just as much, if not more, than dudes. And if you don't you know how it feels when you send a message to a girl and she doesn't respond. You go back, you look at it a couple hours later, you read it over and over and over, and you're like, oh my God, what did I say? Was this stupid? Did this come off needy? What is going on here? And it drives you absolutely crazy, but it works both ways. So whenever you do that to girls, they're going to be stressing out, trying to figure out why you didn't respond. And then sometimes they'll send you something else.
Yeah, and this is an example of that. So I waited. I didn't respond because it just wasn't very interesting. And then she messaged me back again, and she said, it was an hour later, she said, okay, so it turns out I'm super bored. Obviously, she's interested in continuing the conversation, at least, maybe even something more. So I'm like, LOL, can't believe you don't have any plans on a Friday night. Shame, shame, I know your name. Yeah. So basically, shaming her for not having anything planned, because she's always talking about how she's always doing something. So gotta put him down a little neg. And then she said, it's been a long time since I haven't. I don't know what to do with myself, LOL. It's torture. Why don't you have plans, wild child? And then she said, oh, I think because I had opened the Snapchat and then I didn't respond right away, and she thought I was, like, ignoring her or something. But regardless, she sent me, like, 4 messages in a row on there. And then I said, LOL, not plans necessarily, but I'm at my friend's house watching this game at the moment. We may play a board game after. And she said, what game? And, oh, fun, LOL. I said, it's the NBA Finals, Game 4, and the board game is Munchkin, if that's what you were referring to. And then she kind of tried to put me down a little bit with a neg. She said, the NBA is still a thing. LOL, I'm from Maryland and don't do the NBA. And what the fuck is Munchkin?
She doesn't know what the NBA is?
Yeah, apparently she doesn't know what the NBA is. I don't know anything
that's
about
the first
that.
red flag.
Right.
But in her defense, I really don't know what it is either.
Yeah, but you know it's basketball.
Right. That's
Then
all.
just say basketball. Girls don't care about NBA.
Listen, it was the NBA Finals. That's what it's called. Everybody
He's
knows
looking
what
for
the
a girl
NBA
that
Finals.
knows everything and every player on the NBA.
I don't need everything and every player. Just somebody who's not willing to go to sporting events with me, basically. So,
Yeah.
You mean a guy?
okay, Bullet. Okay,
You
That's
might need
enough
to jump
out of
ship
you.
there, Tapley.
we're gonna pause your mic there for a couple minutes. All right. And I said, yes, the NBA is still a thing. Munchkin is kind of complicated to explain. You have a character and you try to move up tiers by defeating enemies. I'm sure some of you know what Munchkin is. It's pretty cool.
Never heard of it.
And then I said, you'll have to come over and I'll teach you sometime. She said, that sounds fun. Doesn't solve my Friday night boredom, though, but it's a solid start. So right here, I was not with Ryan at the moment. I was with some of my other friends, and they were looking at my messages. They know that I haven't had sex in a while. They know that I haven't been on a date in a while.
Okay, let's get this out in the open. When's the last time you had sex?
Let's see. It has been...
Okay, have you ever had sex?
I have. Actually, in this very basement that we are in right now.
In this undisclosed location.
Right, yep, the basement of the undisclosed location.
Using these very mics.
We're in Bangladesh.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Rescue me.
I guess it has been 6 years?
Not that
6 years.
maybe.
5 or 6 years, something like that. Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. So
I would shoot myself.
right, and that was the only time that I've had sex. I've had lots of other experience. Just
Not.
But in 8th grade, you were kind of
oh yeah, I had all kinds of stuff. In 8th grade and
No, he
those-
just gets all kinds of 8th graders.
Oh, we definitely need to cut that out. I do not. I repeat,
No,
I do not.
I'm just kidding, guys. He doesn't get 8th graders.
Oh my god. No 8th graders. I don't do that. Only 21 and
That's
up.
bullet.
21 and up. Yeah, that's bullet for you. Anyway, yeah, I'll have a story later on in the podcast about my losing my virginity and
Oh my god, it's horrific.
yeah, it's not a very good story. So there's a teaser for you. But anyway, yeah, it's been a while. So my friends were just like, yeah, you need to go ahead and
He needs to have sex at least one more time during his life.
On this podcast.
yes, yeah.
We're gonna have a hooker for you next week.
Okay. My friends were just like, you need to go ahead and ramp this up. And they convinced me to say I could come over and we could have some fun. Looking back, that's probably not the best thing to say,
That's
but
terrible.
it's not good, but it
It
worked.
sounds like you're luring her with candy. Like,
okay,
that's creepy.
yeah, maybe a little candy.
I didn't tell him to say that, guys.
Yeah, he didn't
He
tell me to
wasn't.
say.
He wasn't asking me like. Hey, normally he texts me every single message that a girl sends. It says, "What do I say?" But
Don't say
this time
But I'm getting more comfortable
he
now.
didn't. Yes,
And I've done pretty well so far. This is my first blunder.
he's
And
taking
it's-
off his training wheels now.
Okay.
He's gonna fall off his bike a couple of times, guys. Cut him some slack.
Exactly. I said I could come over and we could have some fun. And then she said, oh, if you make the hike to Lex, then let go. And by the way, we're not in Lexington, Kentucky.
No,
No,
Absolutely
not.
not.
Not even close to like
What's-
being in the
what's
outskirts
Lexington?
of Lexington, Kentucky.
What is Lexington? Where is that?
I'm not really sure.